Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, for another very special, very special episode of Such Good Shoot. I'm Isaac. That's Shane. You can't tell because he is being lit by the light of God right now.
I'm Shane.
Because Shane, I'm just going to get this right out of the way. Have you watched They Live?
Yes, I've watched They Live.
We are so excited. That's actually why we're here. It's the only reason we're here today is to chew bubblegum, kick ass, and talk about They Live. Before we jump into that, we missed you on Such Good Shoot this week, and it's really nice to see you again. So I hope you had.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, no. How was the football game, man? You had fun?
Yeah, it was a good time. Like I said, I got to hang out with my family. I don't get to watch many Ohio State games with them. So
especially after fucking COVID. So
yes,
it's nice. Awesome.
Good time.
Well, then fucking today, you watched a film that came out in 1988. Well before you were even a twinkle in Wade's eye. And
yes,
this film was made, it was written, directed, and also the whole soundtrack was composed by one John Carpenter. He based this movie, They Live, on a 1963 short story by Ray Nelson called 8 O'Clock in the Morning, which is a story about a man who wakes up and is able to see through the facade of what is actually going on in the world. This movie stars Roddy Piper, Keith David, and Meg Foster, pretty much their main characters in this one. And I think one of the interesting things about it is that you actually never find out what Roddy Piper's character's name is throughout the whole movie. No one ever says his name. He's only credited as Nada or nothing in the credits. So he is the quintessential everyman in this movie to the point where he doesn't even have a name.
Yeah, I noticed that. Not necessarily the fact we never learned Roddy's name, but I noticed that like they withhold names in this movie a lot. Like I was thinking like 25 minutes in, I was like, I mean, maybe I missed it. I was like, but I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah,
at all.
you just sort of know the character.
Yeah.
And like it's sort of a representation of like these different elements of working class life that are being sort of shit on by this upper class, and that's sort of what the whole movie is about. It's about exploitation of lower class, and also like what you can do as a working person to, I don't know, fight back, and how one person can make a difference. But it's also just a kick-ass movie, at least I think, and we're going to get into a little bit more and just see what you think about it, because I'm sure you have a much different opinion than I do.
Yeah.
So we'll just jump right into it. It starts with Roddy Piper as a homeless drifter, and he's coming to Los Angeles. I believe he was coming from Colorado, and it starts out with him trying to apply for jobs. He's looking for work. He's going to the unemployment board, and they're all basically telling him that he can fuck right off. He said he had been working at factories for the last 10 plus years, and then they laid everyone off. And you can tell there's sort of a real economic downturn, and he ends up wandering the streets, seeing a street preacher talking about a class of people who have basically like recruited the rich and powerful to control humanity. And that's sort of the first hint of like what's going on in the movie. First thing he does is he finally finds his way to a construction site, gets employment, and meets Keith David's character, who I can't remember what his name is, but they barely mention it. But he's another construction worker, and he's the one who ends up
Frank.
Yeah, something like that. He's the one who ends up getting him into the sort of community village thing that is set up for like the homeless encampment that has food and services provided by a local church. So that's sort of the first 20 minutes of the movie. I'm sure at this point, because it is a very slow start, you were crazy at this point, weren't you?
Yeah, I was very unhappy. I was not stoked I was watching this. Yeah, the movie just starts off so fucking slow. Like nothing happens at all.
Oh yeah,
It's
no, I
just
mean it's just sort of introducing the setting and the people who are part of the story.
I'll tell you my first really big issue with this movie, and it takes place throughout the whole thing, is why is Roddy Piper so fucking quiet through most of it? Like it honestly to me seemed like they intentionally mixed his volume lower than anyone else's because half the time I was like, what the hell is he even saying?
Yeah, he's a quiet talker in this movie. He is definitely like the speak softly, carry a big stick character.
Yeah, but he
And
talks an awful fucking lot for speaking softly. Like,
yeah, I that was never one of the things I fully noticed, but I can think about it now. Yeah, I guess your idea is a little quiet, but I always watch movies with subtitles on anyway because I'm fucking half deaf from going to too many shows anyway. Um, so yeah, so I mean, basically, the movie starts picking up when he's in the camp, and one of the characters, and I have a feeling this might have confused you later on, but there's the character who at the beginning is sitting on the couch in this encampment watching TV, and as he's watching, the broadcast is interrupted, and there's a hacker who takes over the TV and starts a broadcast about people being slaves, and then it pretty quickly gets cut off. And this guy on the couch is like, "God damn it, man! These people are always messing around." And so he actually shows up later when they go into the fancy
yes.
party, and he sells himself out. But so they're there, and Roddy Piper is very keen. He's got a sharp eye, and he notices right away that something's up with this church across the street, and he goes to investigate one night, and there's a choir singing, all this music being played, and he goes in and it's a tape recorder, and it turns out it's a meeting house for a resistance group who is making special sunglasses and planning the resistance and trying to figure out a way to have a more effective strategy to get into, like, break down a signal that's being sent out. And they're basically upset because, every time they try and broadcast, they don't get enough power to break through the signal. And so Roddy Piper is in there. He hides a box of these glasses in a panel in the wall, and then
Yeah,
gets scared.
somehow he just knew to do that.
He's
He
just like,
just
yeah, fuck it, I might as well
yeah,
just put this here for
yeah,
later.
he doesn't even put them on. He has no clue. They're just
Yeah,
fucking I mean, I guess if he is homeless and in need of a job, he could like piece out the sunglass. You know what I mean? That could be like $100 come up for
yeah,
him.
you never know. You
But
never know what, but he doesn't. There's never any like actual stated intention as to why he's doing
there's no
this.
stated intention to anything in this movie. It
Yeah,
is
it's just sort of like,
random as
oh,
fuck.
shit, man. Like, I
Oh
guess I'm
God,
gonna
what?
do this.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's something about it that it's like, it almost feels like, yeah, if you're just like fucking bumming around and you put on these pair of sunglasses and your whole world changes, and then you're about to be busted by two cops, like, like it just happens. And he's like, oh, I guess
yeah,
fuck
dude.
you.
He just goes straight on to a murder spree.
Murder
No
spree.
care, no care in the world.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome. It's so great. So yeah, so he basically what happens is he's working for a little bit, and then pretty quickly the church one night gets raided by SWAT and helicopters, and bulldozers come through and they fucking bulldoze the encampment. They kick everyone out. They're arresting people left and right. And Roddy Piper is running around. He grabs some random kid, which I think is really funny.
yeah,
And he's like
I was
hiding some kid with him, and
it's like
he's like,
headlocking him.
yeah,
Yeah,
holding him like, it's gonna be okay, pal. We're
he
gonna
just
be
goes.
fine.
He goes. You stay. He goes. You stay with them, or you go with them, or whatever. Like the other random people hiding in the house.
Uh-huh. And then
And
he's
then
like,
it's just like magically his dad, even though you've never seen those characters together, I don't think. And Roddy Piper, who then like sends him over there like he's gonna go do something, just goes up to the window, acts like he can lift it more, and just looks through. I'm like, you're still in there.
Yeah, it's very 80s. And so he finally he makes it out. He goes back the next day to basically everything being burned out and bombed out. He goes into the church. The church
The
is
cops did
complete.
a hell of a job cleaning that up, though. I was really impressed with their how
Well, that
much they
was
picked all that shit up.
that was what the bulldozers were for. You know, they bulldoze it into
I
a
mean,
pile. They set it on fire, and
there are some portions that were legitimately like clean, though. They
I
really.
wonder. I wonder if they filmed that before they set up the shanty town for those shots, or if they really like knocked it down, cleaned it up, and then filmed it.
I bet you they probably filmed it in those things and then they just bulldozed the fuck out of it. I mean,
Yeah, it's
that's the
probably.
easiest. What the hell else you're gonna do with that
Well,
stuff?
that's what I'm saying. But if you have that empty lot, right, film all the stuff with the cleaned up empty lot first, and then build your fucking thing, and then when you're done with it, you're done with it. But I don't know. Who fucking knows? Anyway, he goes back into the church, and boy, oh boy, did his fucking hunch pay off. His sunglasses are still in the wall, and he goes and he takes the box out, and he's wandering around the streets holding this box as if it actually is important. And then he finally, at it comes around the corner, puts these sunglasses on, and he can see that the world is not as it seems.
Yeah.
And
Then
everything.
doesn't think to go pick up the box of clearly important sunglasses again. Just leaves
Oh yeah,
them.
sorry. He stashed them in a trash can in an alley for safekeeping.
Yeah.
And so he's now has the sunglasses on. He realizes that there is subliminal messages in every newspaper, magazine, every billboard, and plastered everywhere, all telling you to obey, to sleep, to what's else? What else you got? Consume, conform, all sorts of fun things. And he realizes that there's actual, honest to God, aliens living amongst us. And with this signal that's being sent out that they were talking about, they are able to scramble our vision of them. And only with these glasses can you actually see the world as it is. And he really like wanders around and talks a lot of shit to him. My favorite is like, you look all right.
Yeah.
Her real fucking ugly. And
Said
then
something about said something about like throwing her head away in the garbage or
yeah, it's like looks like she
Eh,
had her head in the garbage disposal or something, and then
this
she
scene.
uses the watch.
Oh
Beep,
yeah.
beep. Yeah, she uses a little watch, and now the alien and their forces are aware that Roddy Piper can see them.
I want to cut you off right here because the next scene is completely different, obviously, like with what
Oh
happens.
yes.
The 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 bit of him trying to like come to terms with this goes on way too long. We talk a lot about, oh, this match was 14 minutes and it should have been, 11. This scene is like 11 minutes long of him just like putting on the sunglasses over and over again. And like I'm sure if this character is real, like if I'm him in this movie, I'm doing that, right? But I'm also not him in this movie and it takes forever. Just forever and ever. I
Well, it's
was
funny too because like especially compared to like films of today, like the pacing is so much different. Whereas
Yeah.
in like the 80s, like this was considered like a pretty quick pace movie, which is kind of crazy. But I do agree there is a long section of him going into different places and talking
Yeah.
and looking at different people and getting weirded out. But at the same time, it's effective in conveying just how entangled our world is and how much control they have. But after he is reported by this woman who he has made fun of for being real fucking ugly, um, he goes outside and two police officers pull up on him in an alley. And fucking he
Clotheslines the first
yeah,
one.
he gives him a hell of a
Lariats.
really nice lariat. And this is one of the things that I like about this movie too, is that Roddy did all his own stunts, obviously, because he's basically a fucking professional stuntman. In all of the fights and stuff. But yeah, these cops were not human, by the way. They were alien cops.
Yeah, I believe there's
And
only one human cop in the entire movie.
yeah, there aren't many. But so these two alien cops get the shit beat out of them, and then Roddy steals their gun and shoots them both dead in the alley. Goes into the police car, gets the
Mere
shotgun.
minutes after putting on these sunglasses.
Yeah,
He's had
he's
the
gone.
sunglasses on like an hour and he's
Yeah.
already killing police officers.
Oh, it's even less than that. I mean, it's probably that same 11 minutes you were just talking about. It's 11 minutes, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck these aliens. They're up to no good. Excuse me.
So, real quick, another question I have for you,
Absolutely.
a They Live aficionado.
Yes.
Why did it have to be aliens?
Because it was the 80s.
Okay, I mean, it would have worked just as well.
Well,
if
and I
it was
mean,
just
and
like-
and that was also the antagonists in the short story that this was based on were aliens.
okay,
So
fair enough.
So just borrowing from
It was
the.
one of those things that I just kind of didn't understand.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they sort of get
it. It literally could have worked. I
they
mean,
get into it a little bit later, and it was I can't remember whether it was. I think it was when they finally go to the headquarters and they're talking about it. But the idea is that they're terraforming Earth because their planet has been banged up so much, so they're trying to acclimatize the planet to their. That's why they're raising CO2 levels, etc. Because they want a hotter planet. It's basically colonizing. But yeah, the alien was just the metaphor, I guess, that works in this context for the elite, the capitalist class, basically.
Okay,
it is
I
a
mean,
very
fair
anti-capitalist
enough.
movie. But yeah, so then he immediately runs into a bank of all places.
Yeah, like an idiot.
But he's got the shotgun now, and like the picture behind us. This is when he walks in and looks around and just says and I love it because this is when he's like, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum." And then he starts blasting aliens, and he basically goes on a chase. There's a drone that fucking comes, and yeah, he kills several of the aliens, and he takes a hostage, and Holly Thompson, who is played by Meg Foster. And basically like kills a drone and forces her to bring him back to her house. And it's there that he finds out that she works for the Cable 54, and that apparently is where the source of the signal is coming from. He's extremely tired from wearing the glasses because you wear the glasses too long and they fuck up your brain. And she's kind of a funny character because she is like, first of all, she's like, I'll do whatever you want, just don't hurt me. Kind of been like, if you want to bang me, but like whatever, just don't hurt me. And then he's like, put on the glasses and you'll see. And she says something that like, I don't know, for this movie, like feels like really smart, which is like, she's like, if I put on the glasses, I'm gonna see what you want me to see, whether I see it or not. She's like, what does it fucking matter? Like, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, but why? And then why does everyone in this movie have such an issue with putting on some fucking sunglasses?
I don't know, but we're getting there.
Like what the fuck's the problem? Just put the fucking things on.
God.
Like all you have to. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm fired up about the next portion of this issue. Yeah, I'll save it for then.
Yeah. Well, so he's trying to get her to put on the glasses, and in a moment where he sort of turns his back, she fucking decks him. This is might be the best part of the whole movie. She fucking smashes a fucking flower vase over his head, and he goes rocketing out a picture window on the like Hollywood Hills. And like fucking, it reminded me of playing fucking Grand Theft Auto. What was it, the 5 or whatever? The
Yeah,
one
yeah,
where
yeah. 5. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's just like you're up at Michael's house.
yes, he just go
Yeah.
flying or whatever you when he pulls the fucking deck off of the fucking
Yep.
yeah, so he's go flying off of there, like out a window, crashing down a hill. It's like one of the fucking craziest fucking like tumbles ever, and he like shakes it off more or less, and goes to find like I guess he crashes in like a culvert or something or under a bridge, goes to sleep, and the next day goes back to the alleyway to get the glasses after going to find Frank. And Frank throws some money. Like he goes to find Frank at the construction site. Frank's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
How many people you kill? Not
Yeah,
people. They're not people.
not people. They're not people. Yeah, and so he follows apparently Nada back to the alley, where he's retrieves the glasses and he's holding the boxes, the sunglasses, and Frank makes an incredible throw with a wad of money.
No, yeah, right.
I
in
was
the
like,
box.
God damn, dude! I always am fucking amazed by that. And this is the part. And Roddy Piper asks Frank to put on the glasses, and Frank does not want to put on the glasses. He has
Like,
no
I told
interest
you,
in.
I want out of it. I don't want to even be in it.
And
Want
they
nothing to do with it.
and they fight for close to 15 minutes, I think.
It made me so mad. Because
Well,
like every time you think it's gonna stop, it just starts back up again.
yes.
And I'm like, all of this could have been averted if Frank would have just put the fucking sunglasses on. Like it's all you have to do. And like I understand, oh, it's a metaphor for like not wanting, for like the people who like know it's there but don't want to see it because like it's more comfortable to just live your own life and not. But I'm like,
And
oh my
sometimes you need to
god,
get the shit kicked out of you to fucking see what.
it's like just put on the fucking sunglasses.
But it did lead to one of, I think, the best moments in South Park history of Cripple Fight.
Yes.
And Cripple Fight is a shot-for-shot remake of that alley fight between Nada and Frank, between Timmy and Jimmy. and if you go on YouTube, and we can do this, but if you go on YouTube and watch, they have a side-by-side of both fights at the same time, and it's fucking incredible.
Isaac, you talk real quick. I don't know what this is, but it looks.
I don't know what this is too, but it seems important. So next up, after Nada finally gets the glasses on, and he realizes that the world is not as it seems, in that Nada wasn't killing people; he was actually killing. He's killing aliens. They go and find the guy who ran the church and the anti-alien movement.
It was not important.
And they were given special contact lenses. And that's when they learn that they're using global warming to make Earth more like their own planet, and they're depleting the Earth's resources for their own gain. They've also learned that this is when they learn that the aliens have been bribing humans to become collaborators and basically putting them in high levels of power. Holly shows up at the meeting because when she knocked Homeboy out the window, Piper out the window, he dropped the sunglasses. She found the sunglasses, apparently puts them on, realizes that he's not full of shit, and goes to this meeting. However, shortly after she shows up, the place is raided by the police, and basically most of the people there are fucking murdered. And these like folks, like the SWAT folks, are fucking chasing these guys down an alley. And basically Frank and Nada are in an alley, and it's a dead end, but they have one of the watches that they picked up off one of the dead aliens, and Frank manages to hit a button, a portal opens, and they drop through the portal, and now they're in a whole series of underground tunnels.
Yeah, but before we get into that, when I had to answer that quick phone call,
You're good.
when they rent the room, right?
Oh yeah, they rent a room together in the gayest way ever.
Yeah, like
Is that
they're
when you were like, they're gonna bang?
oh no, I thought they were gonna bang like 20 minutes into the movie.
Just like
Just when they
following
were
him home.
when they were like hanging out, it was giving me some real vibes. Not that those vibes aren't okay. The vibes are totally fine. It was
No,
just giving me
those would be great vibes to watch,
um
man. Sure.
so they go in one the homeboy from the camp that was kind of the guy that was working with the camp and for the resistance. He gets killed in that big police raid.
Gilbert, I believe
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the name.
something like that. Um, one, why is he just randomly there? Two, how the fuck do they not have any bruising, cuts, lesions, or other abrasions from their 15-minute fight? Because they're really fucked up, and like
They
obviously you assume they shower, but I
they
didn't know
slept it
showers
off.
could literally wash
Well, this is the pro
cuts that
wrestling
need
in this
stitches off
movie.
your.
This is the
Oh,
pro wrestling in this movie where you have a 15 or 20-minute banger match, and then the next day you're good. Like,
okay.
yeah, they took a shower, they slept it off, they cuddled all night in the cheap motel, and you know, come on, man. I don't know
It's
if
more
you've
like
ever cuddled a muscular brother in a cheap motel, but it pretty much heals all wounds.
I have not done that, but I'll have to give it a shot sometime.
Well, we'll add that tier to the Patreon soon
Okay.
enough. Shit. So now these guys are in an alien spaceport, apparently. Or it's not even a spaceport, it's like underneath this building, but it is a spaceport. It's kind of confusing because it kind of is like it seems like it's like a spaceport, but also seems like it's the top, like this TV building, and
Yeah,
it's kind of both at once.
and
But
it's also like an underground bunker.
yes, but what they do find is they find a room, like a banquet hall, and the banquet hall is like all these people who are collaborators and aliens, and they're all having a big dinner talking about all the success they've had in all their schemes to try and make Earth more like their planet, all the profits that they've made for the collaborators, et cetera, et cetera. And at that point, they run into the guy who was on the couch bitching about the TV, wearing a tuxedo, drinking champagne, and smoking a cigar, talking about how glad you boys made it to the party. And he thinks that they are also collaborators and gives them a full tour of the whole facility
Yeah, like an idiot.
like a complete idiot.
Yeah, what a moron.
Yeah, how he became a collaborator, I don't know. It was very convenient because it got him up to the top floor where the TV studio was, and they start another gunfight, man. And there's a fucking crazy badass gun battle through the halls, et cetera, et cetera. And basically, instead of Piper just trying to figure out how to get onto the roof, he's running around asking where Holly is. Have you seen Holly?
Yeah, once again, what an idiot. He doesn't, Holly is not a factor at this point.
No, not at all. But she does find her after Frank finally gets killed, which to credit John Carpenter and to credit this movie for 1988 to have a black uh like co-star of a movie not die in the first like 20 minutes to a half hour, and have him be like a protagonist throughout the whole movie to almost the very end. It was pretty unheard of at that point. It was pretty cool to see. So props to that. And so yeah, so our homeboy Frankie dies, and then Roddy Piper finally gets to the roof, and he's about to shoot the goddamn satellite that's fucking been plaguing mankind. And as he's about to do it, Holly, this fucking bitch,
Yeah,
this
wow,
fucking whore.
it's
This,
almost like she was not a real friend
this
of his from the start.
fucking cunt, dude. She fucking stabs him in the back. Not literally, but she pulls a gun on him and she tells him to drop the gun and that he can't stop anything, et cetera, et cetera. And a helicopter rolls up with some guns on it. And Piper seems to think that he does not have a chance of surviving. So he drops his gun. And then, in the sneakiest ninja way ever, he pulls a second gun out of his sleeve and shoots Holly dead and turns around and shoots the hell out of the fucking satellite after saying, ah, shit, and fucking shoots the hell out of the satellite. The satellite blows up. The fucking signal is cut. The helicopter with its fucking guns, they shoot him. And as he's lying on the fucking roof of the building with the explosions going off around him, he gives him the finger, letting him know that even though they fucking got him, that he had the last laugh. And the movie goes off with basically like a TV news report, and the reporters being revealed as aliens, and all the people around freaking out. Cutting to another couple different places, like at a bar and stuff, and a restaurant where people are doing the same. And
A
then it
sex
goes,
scene because
yeah,
boobs.
and then it
You
goes,
needed to just get that
yes.
in at
Well,
the end.
that's how it ends. Is this it seemed like it was a prostitute was banging this guy while watching TV and finally looks down and realizes that she is in fact having sex with an alien, and he looks like, what's the problem? And then that's how the movie ends. Cut to black, credits, cue John Carpenter music, and yeah, we have finished John Carpenter's 1988 classic They Live, starring Roddy Piper, Keith David, and Meg Foster. So, how do you feel about the way the film ended and the triumphant victory of our protagonist?
Um, it- that's that's about how I feel. It happened. It, I don't know. I mean, that's what was gonna happen, right? Like going into this movie that Roddy Piper is gonna like accomplish what he needs to. You know what I mean? Yeah, he dies at the end, but he dies a hero.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, but did you really expect him to die?
yeah,
You
it's
did.
it. Yeah, yeah. It. I mean, again, he starts from nothing, and in a lot of these kind of movies, they return them to like they don't give these characters like the full like the full hero's exit, right? Because they were shit to begin with. So, they want to like link it back like yeah, they made the ultimate sacrifice for everyone
Okay.
else. That's
Okay.
what I thought.
Okay. I mean, it's true. Like, I mean, I do see that it's just one of those things that, again, in most of these kind of action movies, especially in the '80s, like if you're talking like action stars, like these guys were invincible. So it was cool to see him sacrifice himself. In my opinion, I like seeing the
It's kind
triumphant
of
victory and the sneaky fucking bang pulling the gov out of your sleeve and no one noticed. It was so slick, dude.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a pro wrestling thing though, right?
Yeah.
Like, he kind of went out with his back on the mat, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And I mean, I think he did like the fight choreography. Like he was like key in doing fight choreography, he did all his own stunts. So like that whole fight, like he did that and like, like it was obviously him and the other guy. And like there was a couple points where they were padded up. For the most part, they were just fucking getting thrown around in there. But yeah, what do you think of Roddy Piper as an actor, as far as like wrestlers being actors?
Um, I think for how stupid and weird this movie was, I think that it makes sense. I do not think that I would enjoy him in other films that maybe took themselves more seriously, though.
Gotcha. Have you seen him act in other things? Have you?
I, I, I
Do you
I've
watch
seen
It's
him like
Always Sunny?
I've seen him cameo in things, but I've never
Okay.
seen him.
Because that was sort of what he would do. He cameoed in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in a couple episodes and was really, really funny in that.
Well, again, but that show doesn't take itself seriously.
No, no,
That's
I
what
don't think he's.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's. But I think that's why it works so well is because like you can believe that he can kick ass, but you also don't have to take him so seriously as like someone like Stallone or definitely fucking Steven Seagal took himself. And yeah, I
Yes.
think it's what the thing that makes it a charming and kind of fun movie is that it doesn't take itself so seriously, but it also like in the context of 2021, etc., like it also like is a very prescient movie. Like there's a lot of themes in it that are very relevant to today. Although I did love your comment. I think that you should repeat your comment because
The libertarian glasses?
yeah, dude, that they invented libertarian
Yeah, no,
sunglasses.
they totally
Oh
invented
fuck,
libertarian
man.
sunglasses. Like you put
That
them
got me
bitches on
good.
and then you don't trust anyone ever. Like it doesn't matter. Everyone's like a fucking alien. Put your tinfoil hat on. Like
Yeah.
yeah, obviously it wants to tackle these issues and I appreciate the fact that it has those things. Like it wants to do those things rather. But it's so like punch you in the face, like oversaturated. I understand it's an action movie. I understand that they're gonna do that. But I much prefer when movies they do this in horror a lot, where the movie will like work the themes into the movie itself
Sure.
and it's just kind of laced. You know what I mean? And if you're paying attention, you pick up on it. But with this, it's like
Oh yeah.
rich poor,
Yeah,
rich
oh yeah.
poor.
It's like, yeah, and go fucking burn it down, blow up the fucking TV
Dude,
station.
just start shooting police officers.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
I mean,
It's awesome. I
just
fucking
fuck
love
it,
it.
man. You're poor and homeless, and other people got a bunch of money. All you got to do is put on some sunglasses, start killing people.
Well, here's the
It gets
thing though. Here's the thing is you like Halloween, correct? The original?
yeah. It's been I've only seen Halloween all the way through once,
Okay.
and it's been a couple years.
Well,
But yeah,
I know
good.
you enjoy horror, and John
Yeah.
Carpenter's horror is incredibly good too, because Halloween is one of his obviously most famous movies.
Yes.
But he also, I mean, horror wise, he did the Thing, which is another really good one.
Yeah. No. The Thing's my favorite John
Yeah,
Carpenter movie.
really good. They Live for me is just it's fun. Another one that I love by Carpenter is Big Trouble in Little China. If you
Not seen
hate
Big
if you
Trouble.
hate if you hate this movie, you're really gonna hate that one because
Oh, hey, Crypto. Wow, that's a
it's
pretty good option.
It's Kurt Russell. It's Kurt Russell is like a truck driver, and he ends up like going into Little China to like help a friend out, and ends up in this weird mythical, very very casually racist Asian stereotype uh, uh, Circle of Doom, but he's like this like kick ass like brawler type but he sucks and like he has like a Chinese friend who's like very good at martial arts and basically kicks all the ass for him and like Kurt Russell then ends up being like yeah I'm fucking badass and it's kind of making fun of all those like stereotypical fucking like white heroes with like the Asian sidekicks that do all the work thing and take all the credit and Kurt Russell's just a doofus and it's a very fun movie. But yeah, this one is up there. I love it. Big fan of this one. I'm glad we finally got you to watch it. Um, on a scale, I guess we got to stick with the SGS rating scale. 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Where do you put this film? One being, um, I hate the fact that I even had to watch it, and I want to fucking kill anyone.
I mean 0 to 5.
Okay, yeah, well, because 0 being that I want
I
to
mean
kill you
that's
for
what we
making
do
me
for
watch
SBS.
it, and 5 being that God, I'd love to watch it again. For me, this is an easy 4. I watch it often. It's not one of my all time favorites, but it's up there.
Um, before I rate it, I don't really like action movies to begin with. So I just want to preface this because I'm going to give two different ratings because I
Oh,
think it deserves it. My rating is like a 1. I would probably never want to watch this movie again. Now, if I was at like a party or something and like they had it on and like it wasn't the focus of the party, like I'm not going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? I'm just not going
I
to pay any attention to
I
it.
think that if we all got together and we fucking did like a live viewing, like as like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, where we're ripping joints and blunts, I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be fine, but also I don't really consider that actually watching the movie. I mean,
Gotcha. Okay.
because you're making the onus of the entertainment yourself, which is fine.
Yes.
But I don't know. I could see where yeah, I mean, I think 4 is just out of this world. But I could totally see where someone who like enjoys action movies maybe lived through the 80s, enjoys 80s stuff more than I do. I mean, I could easily see where this could be higher. You know, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
I guess I'm not going
and
to give 2 ratings, but
yeah, well, and for me, like it's like everything, it's about it has to, you have to sort of take it in the context of the time, and then you can view it through the lens of today. But viewing, like if you went and watched Casablanca, something like that, which is considered one of the all-time classics movies, it'd be boring as hell compared to like going and watching Fast Nine or whatever, F9.
no,
F9,
I'm sure Casablanca's probably better than every Fast
yes.
and Furious movie.
Well, not Tokyo Drift, but we won't get into that discussion until somebody pays us to watch that. But I did watch F9, and Jesus Christ, dude. John Cena is fine in it, but what the fuck, man? They need to stop. They need to fucking stop. Just
Yeah, bro,
that's
it's the
that's that,
worst.
that's my message. You need to stop. Bring back John Carpenter. Get rid of Fast and Furious. Shane, do you have anything else to add?
I no, no, not
Okay.
really. You guys will be seeing something like this again here soon.
I have a feeling, I think, and I don't want to,
Oh yeah,
quote, I think we're going to do Suburban Commando.
Commando. Yes, yes, I
Yes.
forgot about that.
So I think that's next on the docket.
Damn
We hadn't
it.
fully decided, I don't think, but right now, crypto is the only one who gets to decide these things until more people join and get their shot. So right, I think that's next. So we'll let you know. But anyway, this has been a very special Patreon exclusive, at least for now. Patreon exclusive. If you're hearing this and you're not crypto, it's probably not exclusive anymore. But if you are crypto, it's exclusive right now. So thank you so much for your support on
Thanks,
Patreon.
crypto.
We love you, and we hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. I've been Isaac. That's been Shane. We've been such good shoot. Dozer is in
The
purgatory. So
Panama Canal.
he's in the Panama Canal. Let's do the outro.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher. Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next time, we have been Such Good Shoot, and have a great day.